were up and about this morning. She got up a little bit early this morning. That's what happens when you have a new puppy, I guess. A couple of quick announcements before we get into the news of the day. First and foremost, I want to thank all of you for coming through for the Lumberjack. As you know, if you watch my channel, sorry, going to make sure my volume's up. There we go. We had the Lumberjack landlord on yesterday, and he shared some news about what's going on in his family. I want to thank each and every one of you for replying and sending him thoughts and prayers. If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch our first video from yesterday. But again, I think we're at about 220 comments and well wishes and prayers and things of that nature. So thank you all for doing that. Second, want to congratulate a couple of people for getting their first or next deals. Want to congratulate Stefan as well as Jim and Karen. Your cards will be going out in the mail this morning. And then, lastly, so as you know, we're writing up a second book in our rush to get it created. It was inadvertently done in 8.5 by 11. That's pretty funny. So we're actually reformatting it now to the same size as the original, which was 9 by 6, I believe. 6 by 9, 9 by 6, I think 9 by 6. So more work to be done. Just the fun things you get to do as you are creating more material. But yes, we're getting close to having that second book out there. So as we get started with the daily financial news, I want to remind you of a discussion we had about 4 months ago when we were talking about black swans. I actually put out on this channel that I believed any black swan, if it were to occur, would most likely occur in China. I believed, given the lax lending, the overbuilding that I had seen personally while there, and what I had just seen, it just felt like a good call. And lo and behold, the China economy, the China property market may be on the cusp of our Lehman moment. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go ahead and look up on CNBC or YouTube, Lehman crisis or Lehman crash. That was kind of the day that it came home to roost, that we were in the beginning of the Great Recession. Turns out China has the largest debt-ridden property developer, Evergrande Group, $300 billion. And they just came out and said they can't make their interest payments. Best case, they're going to have to go through a significant restructuring. Worst case, they will be out of business. While that is not, having a company go out of business is not terrible, right? It's part of the business cycle, frankly. However, when you are that covered in debt, 300 billion, what we learned with Lehman Brothers was a term called contagion or counterparty risk. Frankly, China could easily wipe Evergrande Group off the map, have whoever was a lender lose out, goes to zero. Wouldn't impact it one iota. However, when you have investors and you have counterparty risk and contagion, and those, you have a development organization that is pretty intertwined, you shoot that one, who else goes or who else is next? And that counterparty risk is really what crushed and created the Great Recession, right? You were hearing about companies laddered up 10 to 1, 100 to 1. So yeah, Evergrande Group is already down 80%. They've already issued a notice they won't make their interest payments. China property values are richly valued, which we will talk about in a minute. So again, I do think China is about to go through their version of a Great Recession. What does that mean to us? Well, at least in the short term, it probably means the dollar gets stronger and interest rates stay low. In fact, interest rates could go lower. How crazy is that? You see, China's Evergrande Group and others, they're laddered up 300 billion in debt, in U.S. debt, U.S. denominated debt. The counterparty risk likely in dollars. And when people get scared, they go to the dollar. So the dollar might actually get stronger. This might be another reason for Jerome Powell to keep rates low. And again, the rates could go lower. There could be such a wash of foreign capital coming to the U.S. markets that rates go down, all because of what's going on in the China property market. A couple other things we noted today: U.S. inflation is real. I don't never have really believed the numbers that come out of the government. Just for example, U.S. inflation with online prices. Apparel is up 15.5%. Non-prescription drugs up 4.6%, and sporting goods up 3.5%. These are online purchases that usually are going down. Historically, they've been negative. But no, online apparel, that is something to watch. Apparel is going up. So again, watch these. And then mortgages jumped. Remember I told you that July and August home buyers were taking a break. They were going on vacation. They were, having their big summer bash. Well, week on week home purchase applications are up 7%. 7%. So again, pretty crazy stuff. Refis are down 3%. And listings, which I've also been calling for, are up 9 weeks in a row. So I'm doing pretty good today on calls that we talk about. Yes, for those that voted in California, we are stuck with Gavin Newsom. Again, it's unfortunate. We're going to get more of the same, more dictator, more rule by thee, and I won't follow the rules, more lying. Unfortunately, I do believe the Republicans made a mistake in not pushing a more middle-of-the-road candidate. This was the time to get rid of him. Democrats outnumber Republicans 2-1 in California. If we ever had a shot of getting rid of him, it would have been during the recall. But that did not happen. Yuck, I'm very disappointed, but it is what it is. China retail sales, again, their economy is slowing. China retail sales grew at 2.5%. Yes, that's a plus, but they were expected to grow at 7%. 7%. What you have is the China economy and China consumers retreating as well. Industrial production in China also was lower than expected, 5.3 versus 5.8. And again, the China property market could be about to pop, which will have worldwide ramifications. But for us, again, surprisingly, I think the dollar gets stronger and rates go lower. It's kind of counterintuitive, if you will. What else do we got? Just an example of how ridiculous China prices are. I did some research. So New York is usually called the most expensive U.S. real estate. New York property values as a part of income are at almost 10x, right? Take the average income times 10, that's the property values. Vancouver, often called the most expensive market in Canada, is 11.3. Tokyo is often called the most expensive market. It is only 13.3, the average income. China, Beijing, 46. You want to talk about an unaffordable market? I would tell you 46 times the average income is unaffordable. That is the market that China is in. It is going to be interesting. We do have some earnings announcements. Weber, right, the grill maker, they beat top and bottom, but most importantly, raised guidance. They did raise guidance. When in Las Vegas, Sand actually took a hit. I guess there is some talk about Macau kind of bringing back or taking more control of the gambling mecca, right? That influence is going to likely reduce usage or value of those resorts. Microsoft, if you are a dividend chaser, Microsoft just raised their dividend 11% now to 62 cents a share. So again, lots of stuff going on. Probably the most important article I read yesterday was that the United States housing market is 5 million homes short. I always wonder how they come up with these numbers. In this case, they tracked 12.3 million households created since January 2012, kind of the bottom of the building market. And again, a household formation is basically an entity coming together. It could be a homeowner or a renter. So again, 12.3 million households. And we've only built 7 million new properties or residents. So again, we're about 5.3 million short. And it's really been exacerbated in the last year where we are 1.4 million short household formation. We are currently constructing at the slowest rate since 1995. 1995. That's crazy. Again, also remember it's not getting any better anytime soon. Pulte Homes lowered Q3 production, full year production, highlighting supply chain issues for things like windows and shingles and wiring and all of that stuff. It's really hard to believe builders have, somewhere between 15 and 45 dead days where they're just waiting for stuff to show up. Lastly, affordable home development, where they target new homes about 300 grand or less, usually makes up 43% of production. 43% of production. But given where we are in the economy, builders are having to build bigger homes, more profitable homes, and the affordable market is now only 32%. So again, what does that mean to you and I, one rental at a time? It means go buy rental houses, go buy existing home sales that are existing homes that are affordable, that cash flow today, get 30-year debt, and you're going to be in great shape. Because again, inflation is going to raise the value of the homes. Inflation is going to raise rent. Your payment is going to stay flat. 30-year fixed rate debt. Pretty amazing stuff. And again, once you get on this, you can recycle capital like the lumberjack, like Todd, like I did. It is pretty interesting to see what can happen. But you've got to get in. You've got to do the work. If you need help, there's a course below called How to Get Started One Rental at a Time. Take a look. And again, I'm excited to get this out, but it's kind of funny. I printed 2 of these. These might be collector items. 8.5 by 11. It kind of feels like a textbook. Yeah. Anyways, have a wonderful day. Take care of yourself. And again, thank you so much for supporting the Lumberjack. Seeing 200 plus of you send prayers and good wishes to him and his family was really amazing. So thank you for being awesome people. Take care. Bye.